Namaste, Jai Ma. Welcome to Yoga Beyond Asana with Durga Dasi. Thank you for allowing me to guide you deeper into your practice. I only ask that you listen to your heart, to your own inner guru, and enjoy the journey as we go deeper into the Hridaya, into the heart space. Jai Ma. So let's find a comfortable seated position. If it works for your body to sit upright, then let's sit upright for this one. Otherwise, you're welcome to lie down or take any other posture that feels appropriate and nurturing for you today. So feel free to place a blanket or a cushion or a rock underneath your sits bones so that you can have some leverage, kind of tilting the pelvis forward so that there's not so much strain on your lower back. This will help us to lift up through the spine, rooting down through the sits bones, through the hips, through the Muladhara chakra, and up through the crown. So once you find that seated shape, just kind of settling in, sort of move around, do whatever you need to do so that you can actually settle. And then I invite you to either close your eyes or softly focus your gaze on one point, perhaps a crystal or a candle, or down at your own beautiful divine hands. Perhaps taking Gyan Mudra, bringing your thumb and index finger together, palms facing up, perhaps resting on the knee if you are sitting upright. This is one of the mudras of Shiva, Gyan being wisdom. So in this meditative journey, we're going to go inward and seek the wisdom of our own inner guru. So coming into the body, we are embodiments of divinity. And so we get to really cherish that and drink that in for just a few moments in our practice today. So take a deep inhale, big breath in. And then just exhale, letting it go, allowing yourself to connect a little more to Mama Earth, to the space that you physically find yourself in. And we'll try that again. Deep inhale, expanding through the collarbones, through the rib cage. Exhale, bringing the belly button toward the spine just gently. And then maybe that inhale comes with a little more ease, a little more grace. Big breath in. Maybe this time we allow the breath to travel all the way down toward that pelvic floor, pausing at the top of that inhale, sipping in a little more prana. And then exhale, just let it go. So imagine that you're sitting on a mountaintop, very connected to Mama Earth. Maybe even imagining that your tailbone has a taproot growing deep, deep down through each layer of Mama Earth to her very core, connecting to her fiery center of Shakti, creative energy. And then allowing that core to come all the way up into your own, through the Muladhara chakra, into your sacral chakra, your own creative core, your own center. And just feel that almost like a sacred umbilical cord. This taproot of connection to the mother. And then every surface of the body that's in contact with the earth also has a root system growing down. So we're allowing ourselves to feel very grounded, very connected. And just breathe with this sensation for a few moments. Notice how it feels to be connected through this sacred, energetic umbilical cord to our Divine Mother, Bhumi Devi. Then just start to invite her current of creative energy and her healing power to just sort of come all the way up through that root system. With every inhale, maybe it starts to travel higher and higher up through the chakra system until it finally reaches up through the crown. And then as we exhale, we release all of that prana, taking with it any tension, any fear, any worry, and giving that back to the mother. so that it can be transformed, transmuted into compost, which allows us to further our journey of healing and of growth. So again, inhale, breathing in that maternal energy of healing, of comfort, of grounded connectedness. And then exhale, returning to her anything that is not of the sacred divine love. And again, inhale, breathing deeply, just drinking in the love of the mother. And exhale, releasing anything and everything that would be a hindrance to that love. And then pause. Breathe. Notice without judgment. What are we present to? Now imagine that you're sitting in your own sacral chakra. So you're sitting in that creative, fiery core. And then you look down toward the Muladhara, toward the root chakra, which is our energetic center of safety, of trust. Notice what color you might see. Notice if there are any blockages, because remember, this is what is connecting us to Mother Earth. So are we able to feel our fiery center connected to her, or is there something in the way? Not judging it, just looking. And then just breathe. Continue to breathe. Now imagine that you could place your hands in this rich soil of creative energy that's all around you in this space. And just start to pick that up and sort of sift through whatever you find yourself surrounded by. Whether it's fear or chaos or joy, clarity, whatever we find ourselves in, just kind of picking that up and sifting through. And notice if there might be any jewels of wisdom that we start to see in the fear, in the trauma, in the uncertainty. Where are the jewels of wisdom that allow us to actually connect? Seeds of transmutation that allow us to connect more deeply, more intimately to the mother, to this present moment. And if you're not seeing anything, that's okay. Just being present with what is, with what we are experiencing. And then imagine that as we're sifting through all of this stuff, we come across this beautiful jewel-like seed. What color is this jewel? What shape does it take? We don't even know what the potential of this seed, what this seed holds. We just know that it's a seed unlike anything we've ever seen before. This seed represents this time that we have in our lives, this time of uncertainty, of not knowing, and of trust. So imagine taking this seed now and burying it deeply in this freshly tilled soil. This soil of intention, this soil of surrender, again, of trusting. We might not know exactly what this seed will bring forth, what the fruit will be, but we know that it's being buried in the embrace of divine love. So see yourself burying that with the intention of trust, of surrender, of hope. And then leave that there and very gently travel up into the heart space. And looking around here, we've planted the seed of trust. We've sifted through some of the stuff that might be blocking our connection to the present moment, to Mother Earth, to our human experience. So now we come into the heart, where we start to connect to our embodiment of divinity that exists beyond and around us, as well as within us. And from this perspective, looking down toward this seed that we just planted, what sensations might we be aware of? And can we trust that they're okay? What fears might we notice? Notice any tears that are sort of lingering around in the throat or in the eyes. And imagine all of these cares and concerns filtering down through the heart, through the solar plexus, down into this place of the root and the sacral chakras, watering the seed of intention. Every experience that we're having right now, every thought, every worry, every hope, allowing all of this to nurture that seed. So all of it becomes an embodied experience. We're not running from anything. We are utilizing every experience that we come into, that we encounter within ourselves and around ourselves during this time. That's our choice. So allowing everything to just filter down, filter through, and to water and to nurture this seed of intention. I don't know what you'll bring forth, but I am embodying all of it. I am trusting that all of this is cultivating something beautiful. And then just come back into the heart space and breathe. Nothing to change, nothing to fix. Just sit. Now we might take a peek back down toward that little seed. And we might notice that there's a little sprout there. What does the sprout look like? Can we continue to send those experiences toward that seed of intention, to continue to nurture, to continue to allow us to feel that connection to Mother Earth, to our own bodies, to our own embodied divinity? And watch as this little seed begins to grow from a little seedling into a sapling. What does it start to grow into? Perhaps it's a beautiful plant. Perhaps it's a bush. Perhaps it's a tree. Don't try to control what you start to see. Just let your third eye, let your intuition show you what's being cultivated here. Notice colors, shapes, lighting, texture. This is the way that your inner guru is communicating with you right now what you need to know just in this moment. It could change tomorrow. We are not in tomorrow. We are right here, right now. What do you see growing right here, right now? Continue to watch this intention grow and come into bloom. Notice the blossoms, notice the fruit. Notice your connection to this creation that you are bringing forth, watering it with your tears of trust and surrender. Firmly rooted, firmly seated in your own practice, in your own embodied divinity. The garden of sacredness that you are, that we are. And then imagine going to this magnificent creation and taking the biggest, brightest piece of fruit or flower, and with permission, gently, gently plucking it and holding it in your hands. Look at the beauty that's been created through the chaos, through the uncertainty. And then coming back into your heart space. Imagine coming to the altar of your practice, to the altar of self, of source, of Ma, of divinity, your own divinity, and placing this fruit or this flower at the feet of this divine love. And notice that we are not only placing the flower or the fruit, but we are also placing everything, every bit of energy, every bit of uncertainty, every single tear, everything that's gone into creating this magnificent offering. All of this is also being offered with and by this fruit, this flower. The seed that was buried that had to utterly fall apart before it could grow and create anything. The parts of us that feel like they are completely falling apart so that we can grow into the truth of who we are, so that we can embody more and more of our divinity. All of that represented here, placed at the feet of divine love. And then just drinking in a few moments of communion with this love and of gratitude. And then just see that this altar of our own hearts, where this divinity resides, is always here and always accessible. And so we carry this flower, this reminder of who we are and what we're creating, always in our hearts. And when we start to feel lost or confused, we get to root back into that creation, to that intention, and come and just stop and smell this flower, and come back into the present moment, and return to the space of trust and surrender and the truth of the love that we are. Take an inhale. Audible exhale, let it go. Very gently start to open your eyes whenever you're ready. Coming back into the space which you presently find yourself in. Maybe even touching the earth, looking around. And remember that this space is accessible to us all the time, waking or dreaming. Our divinity never stops, it never runs out, and we're never locked out of it. Thank you for sharing in this beautiful practice with me. Hari Om Tat Sat, Jaya Jagadambe Mata Ki. Hari Om and Jai Gurudev.